Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Breaking overnight, a tragic situation in Southeast Bakersfield. A brother and sister are dead and a man's in custody after a shooting and police chase. We'll take you live to the scene and tell you what we know about the death of the siblings and who may have seen it all unfold.
Plus, the search for a 2-year-old boy continues this morning. The reason his mother is saying her son's return home safe and sound is so important.
Phone call controversy, what we're learning about the discussion between the president and Ukraine's leader and the Democratic presidential candidate they talked about. Good morning, it's good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Vanessa Dillon in for Alex this morning. And we are also sending things over to Kevin, who's on the road for a tank of gas getaway on this first day of fall.
Yeah, how exciting. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, and yes, we are on our final tank of gas getaway for the season, and I thought I would end it kind of on the high seas. We are, as you can see right behind me, at the Queen Mary. Showed up yesterday. This is their valet section, and made my way around the ship, and so I'm going to show that to you throughout the morning. It's just fascinating, and I'm still learning so much about this, what this ship is, what it was, and how you can be a part of its history as well. That's all coming up throughout the morning. On the weather front, guess what today is? It is the first day of fall, and we will kick it in right at 12:58. It's not going to be very fall-like in terms of temperatures the next few days. We are expecting a little bit of a warm-up. We're at 68 right now with a north wind at 6, and as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast here, we are expecting the upper 80s this afternoon. So not bad. We will warm it up a little bit tomorrow. 46 in jacket weather out of Tehachapi. No winds to talk about right now, and you can see throughout the day, nice and comfortable. I'm expecting the mid-70s up that way, and we'll see a little bit of a breeze as well. Again, I've got a lot more coming your way from the Queen Mary, and we'll talk about the rest of our work week forecast. That's coming up in just a little bit. We'll send it back to you guys for now.
All right, thanks so much, Kev. All right, let's talk about your commute on this Monday morning. Taking you outside to Highway 99 near White Lane, and things are moving smoothly out there. The only issue on the CHP page probably is not causing any problems for your commute. It's on Oregon Street, 3225 Oregon Street. Looks like there was a hit-and-run crash. No injuries, but that's just one issue that they're reporting. Everything else is open and clear. We'll have another check of your commute in about 15 minutes. Overnight, a brother and sister are dead and a man's in custody after an early morning shooting and police chase in Southeast Bakersfield. 17th Eitan Wallace has been at the crime scene for several hours already, working to gather more information, and he joins us now with the latest. Eitan?
And Maddie and Vanessa, more than 5 hours after Bakersfield police first arrived here on scene at the Santa Fe Apartments at 617 South Union Avenue. You can see behind me still a number of Bakersfield police vehicles are on scene. We also have seen the coroner roll up here, and I also saw a chaplain come here just after 2 o'clock this morning. Now, a Bakersfield police officer with whom I spoke is calling this a tragedy this morning, and here's why as we take a look at some video. You can see here that just before midnight, a man and woman who were brother and sister were shot and killed here in the parking lot of this apartment complex. The woman murdered here leaves behind 3 children, ages 6, 8, and 10. Police say the person they believe is responsible for this deadly shooting is the father of the woman's children. And it gets worse, unfortunately. Police say the children were home at the time of the shooting and may have witnessed or heard the shots, but those children were not hurt in the shooting. Police say following the shooting, the suspect then fled the scene and led police on a brief pursuit on north on Union Avenue here. The chase then came to an end on the eastbound 178 near Oswald Street, near the Oswald Street off-ramp there. That's where the suspect crashed into another vehicle, and officers took him into custody. Here is what the scene looked like minutes after that pursuit ended. No word on whether the person or people in the other car were injured, and police and Caltrans have since closed down the Oswald off-ramp, and it could be closed for at least a few more hours, so be sure to plan accordingly on your morning commute. Now, back here live, we should tell you that we do not know the identities of the suspect or of the victims. We do not know their ages as well. But what we do know is that this double murder brings the KGET 2019 homicide count to 72. Reporting live in Southeast Bakersfield, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.
All right, Eitan, thank you so much. Well, this morning, the desperate search for a missing toddler sheriff's deputies say was abducted by his armed father is stretching into its third day. The boy's mother just wants her son brought home safely. Dennis Valera from our affiliate in Fresno spoke with her, and she explains a very important health reason she needs to be reunited with her son.
Sarah Weir got a message out of the blue from Stephen Weir, her soon-to-be ex-husband, but that was normal.
Sending me different messages and being very upset about our divorce and different things.
What wasn't normal? Stephen's sister in the Merced County Sheriff's Office telling her Stephen and their 2-year-old son John are missing. Sarah is concerned for Stephen's mental state and believes he's armed.
I feel like he does have depression and just different health issues that are playing a role in this as well.
But even more concerned for John's health. He has ataxia telangiectasia, a muscular neurodegenerative disorder. He needs regular blood transfusions and medications.
It also has a component of a lowered immune system, so for him to be out in the general public can be a big health concern for him.
Thanks to the Amber Alert, word on the search for Stephen and John spread fast, even across state lines.
I have family in Arizona that have seen it. I have, friends in the back east that have seen it.
Sarah's been sharing this picture of Stephen as well since he shaved last month. He's also driving a 2005 Hyundai Elantra with a license plate 5SK T544. She just wants to see her son again.
Just bring John home, bring him home safely in one piece.
And here's a picture of Stephen and John again. If you see either of them, call 911.
It's 5:06 now. They may be annoying, but you're still not allowed to hop the train tracks. This week, Bakersfield police are about to start cracking down. BPD is taking part in Operation Clear Track. It's part of a Rail Safety Week, which started today. BPD is teaming up with Amtrak's police to try and raise awareness about laws for railroad crossing and trespassing. So far, officers will be posted at certain crossings and giving tickets, or, if you're lucky, a warning to anyone who breaks those laws. You also may get a railroad safety card. The goal of all of this is to lower the number of deaths and injuries due to trains.
Hockey is back in Bakersfield today. The Condors will be practicing at Rabobank Arena once again. But this weekend, it was the fans who got to break in the ice. The Condors hosted a free public skate yesterday afternoon. Season ticket holders got in early and were able to meet the players. Skaters were able to shoot for a chance to win free tickets to the season opener. The home opener is October 4th against the San Diego Gulls. Puck drops at 7 p.m.
Still ahead this morning on Sunrise, we're just over a year away from the 2020 presidential election.
That's right, the way Facebook is helping get out the vote on this National Voter Registration Day.
We're back in your 17 Health Watch. A Minnesota doctor's taking the message about the dangers of vaping to teenagers through a popular app. Gordon Severson reports.
In this small clinic in North Minneapolis, a budding celebrity is making her mark.
I just started making videos here and there.
Videos Dr. Rosemary Leslie, a U of M resident physician, says were all about fun at first. Jokes about medical school, life, and pop culture. She'd post about one a day on TikTok.
You just scroll down and you can click on different videos.
A popular social media site for teens and young adults. She later discovered have a strong interest in healthcare.
Let's say this is your eyeball.
Soon her videos went from hundreds of views to thousands, and then it became millions when she posted this one.
I just found x-ray images of a person who has the new mysterious disease associated with vaping.
A side-by-side comparison of healthy lungs and the lungs of a teenager who's in the hospital after vaping.
The rest of the lungs are completely whited out on both sides. That's a pretty gnarly chest x-ray.
The video now has more than 3.5 million views.
It's very relevant and it's affecting a lot of people.
That's especially true, she says, among teens who are more likely to vape and are tougher to reach.
In order to reach adolescents, you have to find the space where they exist and they engage.
She plans to use her new platform to share even more videos about vaping and other health problems teens face, using her role as a second-year resident to reach audience members that, like her, are still figuring things out.
I'm in a place where I'm still learning and growing, and to be able to take those nuggets of information that I learn and share them in a way that makes sense to everyday people is something that I'm really excited to continue doing.
Gordon Severson reporting. So far, 8 people have died from vaping-related illnesses. 2 of them are from California. The Centers for Disease Control says it is investigating 530 cases in 38 states, plus the U.S. Virgin Islands. 16% of those cases are in teens under the age of 18.
There's a growing doctor shortage across the country, and a particular grueling and rewarding specialty is among the worst affected obstetrics and gynecology. Now, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists projects the U.S. will see a shortage of nearly 9,000 OBGYNs by next year. The college also says half of all U.S. counties lack a single OBGYN, one contributing factor burnout due to the grueling hours. The high cost of liability insurance for medical malpractice also plays a role. Meantime, a local Catholic church plans to build a shrine to honor unborn babies. The Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe is set to break ground next week on Brundage Lane. The planned memorial will be a bronze statue of Mary and Joseph cradling a baby. Organizer Virginia Santos says the memorial will serve hundreds of families that have kept the remains of their unborn babies. Families will also have the option to have the remains buried at the memorial and have a plaque with the child's name. The church has not said how much that can cost, but donors can offer to fund plaques for families that can't afford them. While it's a Catholic church, the memorial will be non-denominational, so it will be open to anyone.
Today is the first day of fall, so it's officially time to start thinking about your holiday travel.
And why you should be locking down those plans this week, coming up in your 17 Business Watch.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Thousands of travelers are stranded this morning. That's because Thomas Cook, the world's oldest travel firm, is out of business. The company collapsed today after failing to secure a rescue package from its lenders. The UK Civil Aviation Authority says Thomas Cook has ceased trading, and the regulator and government will work together to bring more than 150,000 British customers home over the next 2 weeks. The CAA says since Thomas Cook has ceased trading, all of its flights are canceled, but more than 600 people are traveling abroad with the company. AAA and other travel experts say this is the week you should be locking down your holiday travel plans. NBC's Chris Clackham has more.
Still over 2 months away, but it's definitely not too early to book travel for Thanksgiving.
In fact, historic data shows that nearly a quarter of travelers will have booked their Thanksgiving airfare by the end of September.
Travel expert Janine Tornatore says advantages to booking this early include a better chance at getting the hotel or flight you want at a better price.
It's a matter of supply and demand. The closer we get to the holidays, we always see airfare continue to increase in price.
If flying into one of the bigger cities, consider an alternative airport.
A lot of times these smaller regional airports have better flight times, less delays, and easier access to traffic to and from the airport.
She says traveling a few days before and after the actual holiday can be an economical way to go. And if you're planning to use reward points for, say, a hotel stay, you definitely need to get that booked now. Chris Clackham, NBC News.